Okay, that that's definitely not what we want, guys. So let's uh let's just put us on a black screen for a minute while I do a quick check because I'm just waiting to hear back for when we're able to join the server and get some practicing going, and then we can see what everyone is doing. But it's still not responding. So you're going to be stuck with me for at least a couple minutes while we just get this sorted out. Okay, so let's have a catch up with the chat. Who's coming on in? We are good to go regarding everything else. Now, this is going to be a slight change in how everything is run. Previously, we would have obviously the practice, the qualifying, the heat 1, 2, 3, and then the final. Well, it's being flipped on its ass a little bit. So, of course, we're going to have the practice. We're going to have 15-minute qualifying instead of a 10-minute. But the first heat and race that we're going to have is going to be a 75 lappers. We're then going to have a minor intermission, a bit of a break, people to get their control of their hands again, because after 75 laps, your hands are going to be quite tired. And then we are going to be having a second practice, a second qualifying for the 1660s, I believe, and that will be a 45 lap. So I believe it's going to be Hotrods first, and then the 1660s. That's what I believe is happening. There may be slight changes to the system because this was sprung on me a little bit, only just a couple of minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes ago. So this is new for me, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be new for you guys as well. So hopefully the server is up and we can go in there and get some practice. If not, we're going to have to go to another quick break while I hear back from race director about what is happening. Okay. And obviously, once everything is ready to go, we'll be able to get everything sorted. So, until I hear back, I'm going to put us onto another sponsorship advertisement, courtesy of the people that's making all this work. So, we will be right back. Okay. We should now be good. I don't know why everything has decided to shit itself. It was perfectly fine the other day, and now things are being dicks. But anyway, we're back. Practice is on. You should be able to hear me. We've got an actual chase camera so we can see what every driver's doing and not just hoping for the best. Alright, let's go on via a different camera. Okay, yeah, I definitely don't want that camera. We're going to have to be going on to chase cameras. And then it will be alternating through. Okay, so this will be a 10-minute practice. Allows the drivers to get their eye in, make final adjustments to their setup. Because previously, coming to this... Now, I'm going to have to do a quick change because it seems everything has reset itself. For some reason, all the assists... all the visual things has reset itself completely, and this is going to bug me. So we're just going to be black screened for a minute because I'm confused why the race line has come back on when I had all this previously off. Can never just be a normal day for me, can it? It has to come down to all these bloody things. Sorry about this. This is starting to irritate me. Alright everyone, we are back to, hopefully, we are back to how the racing should be. Everything should be tickety-boo. You should be able to see everything. You should be able to hear everything. What have I learnt? Don't leave everything to the last minute, because that's what happened. I left everything to the last minute because I thought I had time to get everything sorted. Turns out I didn't, and then I looked a complete clot. But anyway, back to as I was saying. Prior to being even able to race in this event, you had to put in at least 400 laps. And during those 400 laps, you are going to find more ways to make the car more balanced. You're going to find ways to apply the throttle more gently. So you're going to almost... it's really weird when that happens. You're almost going to trail brake at most times. So gently easing onto the brake, not slamming it down with a steel fist. Or a lead foot, in this case. Now, hopefully, my co-commentator Simon will be joining us, but he's currently just having to deal with some issues on his end. So, let's have a look. Currently, the fastest out on track is Steve with a 16.342. Here it's saying his current fastest is a 16.401, but then somebody comes in and Mr. Kian is beaten that actually. We then have Steve, I believe that's Stoffel, Marku, Dennis Kutze, Kian, Martin Wankeys, Dylan Johnson, Mr. Stompy, Dylan Duplessis. I don't know. I think some drivers are here, some drivers aren't. So we're going to see a couple names popping up. And obviously myself and Simon are right at the bottom because obviously we're the commentators and we're not going to be expected to do well. And trust me, you wouldn't want to see our driving anyway. It's pretty bad driving, I'll be completely honest with you. Right. So I'm just going to have a quick look. Everything on the stream seems to be good. We have excellent connection. There's no lag. There's no buffering. Good. Okay. Right. Oh god. That's 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. That's not really the angles we're looking for right now, is it, folks? Now, let's have a look here. I'm curious to see the car design. This is Escort, but... Number 31. Burton. Performance... what does it say? MK photography. Okay. Is that supposed to be? That's a warthog. Yeah, an angry warthog. Oh, he thought about going for it, but anyway, let's come back into the pits and have a look. So the fastest overall was Steve for the 16.342. And let's have a look at this gaps, because in the last event, last to first, the gap was around 7/8 tenths, and we're currently at just nearly a second. But I'm pretty sure that number is going to be coming down as it goes along. Alright, just replying to the co-commentator. Just gonna make sure everything on my side is correct for when they come in. They should be able to see everything. Tick-T-Boo. And I am going to be sharing the screen through the Discord, otherwise they won't be able to see. Okay, so there's not really much to change. So Steve's fastest lap of a 16.342 is still standing as the fastest, followed by Dennis, then Avro Stompy, then we have Kian Iward, followed by Keegan Martins, Stoffel, Marku, Martin Meinkeys, Dylan Johnson, Dylan Duplessis. Then we have Matthew Lawrence, E.W. Hatting. We won't worry about this British gentleman. Simon is hopefully going to join as another commentator, and Ruben does not seem to be here. I'm surprised we don't have a Rudy Graham, because I know he enjoys these cars. Alright, enough of that. Let's get a couple of these on track to see what they're doing. So down here you see the names. These are all mini sectors. Green is an improvement in that mini sector. Purple is the fastest of anyone in the green sector. So it doesn't really look like anyone's improving much. But then even if you get a slight improvement in that green sector, see, Matthew seems to be improving slightly. So let's go on with him and see if he bumps himself up the order. Nope, stays 11th. And they're coming into the final laps of practice overtime, so it will give them time to finish the lap they're currently on, or if they've just started a lap, it will give them the time to finish. But then we'll be going into qualifying. So we're going to go to a quick break as practice is now concluded, and we'll be back after these messages. Be right back. Okay, guys, it is now time for quali. Now, qualifying here is slightly different. This thing here is going to bug me, and I'm not sure why it's there. But the problem with qualifying now is, right, this is going to be the only way you can really watch it. Okay, so qualifying, we're not able to see the cars go around. They've set up the qualifying in a way so that you have the track to yourself. There's no disruptions, no one's getting in the way, but it seems we are able to see one car on the track. That's very weird. I'm curious who it is, and it's who are we seeing on track right now? So we get to watch Steve, who's currently the fastest, according to this. But down here it's saying something completely different. Anyway, we'll come back to the pits. So generally, you're not able to see the qualifying. So then we have to just go by lap times. But currently Steve is on the track, so at least we have someone to go by. And he goes second currently. So the fastest is a 16.3. So we're still in the low 16, similar to what we had in practice. I don't believe anyone's gone for a 16.2 as of yet. Just going to let them finish their laps. Then we have a 16.4, 4.04, 4.11. So look at this, very close margins here. 4.36, 4.75, 5.31. Look at this. So first to last is EW Hatching. That's 4.2 seconds, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's still taking time just to get used to everything. He's improved in the middle sector. He's improved, sorry, in his first sector. What's his middle sector looking like? I don't think he's on a current lap. Right. Back to this we go. Let's have a look at the front. 16.323. Yep, still no improvements there. But we have 11 minutes of qualifying. So, you have times now, guys. Anyone that's viewing, Callum, Jamie, anyone who's coming in to support their racers or just have a good time, you do now have a mild moment to grab yourself something to drink if you need to be. So now we've gotten to 16.304, so close to getting into the twos, but 4 milliseconds off. Well, 5 milliseconds in this case. Oh dear. I really want someone to break in the 16.2s now. Being that close is almost ticking like an OCD. I don't have OCD, but it feels like it's ticking one for me. Look at this. First to 10th is 2.5 tenths. Hello, Simon.
Evening.
I am streaming as well for you, mate, so you should be able to see everything that's currently happening. No, I'm not, apparently not. Right, let me fire that up again. But, so, just running there's a couple new viewers that I've brought in, friends and family that I've just told them about the SAOL and just given them a quick rundown of what's happening, because currently, obviously, they're not able to see anyone driving, but for some reason we're able to watch Steve. None of the others, but just Steve for some reason. Seems he's been put in my session for qualifying. But the gap from 1st to 12th is less than 8 tenths. So the gap is getting smaller every weekend that we're in here. If you are, yeah, I was like, if you're speaking, I'm not hearing you, Simon. Oh, we do. Steve, as I'm saying that people haven't gone into the 16s, he goes and puts a 16,295. I've got a really croaky throat, so hopefully I don't lose it. I hear you now. If that was you making a noise, Simon.
Yes, it was me making a noise. The little
There
one
we
is
go.
just a bit grumpy.
Alright, that's alright, no worries. You deal with the little one, and we're gonna just keep watching Steve while we're going around and around. One thing I've noticed, we have actual track cameras, so I can see the racing as it should be seen instead of having to go on board all the time.
Yeah, this track has proper cameras.
It has proper
Helps
cameras.
us a lot.
Oh, big time. And also, we're going to be able to see, well, like the whole grid really from the standing start. For some reason,
Yeah, instead of only at the back or at the front. So yeah, then we can see everyone.
for some reason, all my content manager had just decided to reset everything. So before I had to come and set up the stream, I was rushing around getting all my buttons and bindings and everything set up. And then when I first loaded up Content Manager to get it ready for the stream, it was loading in VR. So I had to close all my VR software as well just to get it to run. So I don't know what's going on. It just seems to all be against me today.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think there was a content manager update sometime. So yeah, it might have just updated itself.
Oh, Steve is flying now. He's on 16,272. And he's still getting a couple purple mini sectors. I'm currently just watching him go around. .255 improves once again. He's in the zone out there right now. Let's have a look at the overall. Yeah, as I say, Stevie's on it. Okay, CJK. Well, Gallum, but 255, 16,255. When you're back, Simon, I'll give you some quite entertaining news and updates. Oh dear.
Well, I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
I'm just not
So
speaking that much, but yeah.
that's right. So last week I came onto the track to this one. I was just driving around just to get a feel for it, and I've never felt so inadequate. I got like an 18-1, and these guys here are doing 16-3s. I was like, oof.
Yeah, no, these guys are absolutely flying. Also me, I think, yeah, I will be extremely slow, maybe off by a second or two.
What? Dylan Johnson's just all of a sudden gone and done a 15.258. He's a second faster. That can't be correct. He pulled a second on Steve. Surely that must be a glitch in the Matrix or something. And this is not discredited. Dylan has some supreme talent, but to all of a sudden pull a second gap on the next guy?
Yeah, second is pretty quick. That's extremely quick.
Unless he's literally just been... He took all the fuel out and had enough fuel for just one lap and literally left nothing on the table. I'm really Struggling to see how it goes. But anyway, if it sticks, it sticks, and at least then he's, you know, he's gonna have a lovely position come to one of the races.
Yeah, I think he will definitely be pole position with that time.
That's really crazy. Just looking at it. I think Steve and Kyogen and Kian is going to be thinking, what the fuck car is he driving? A Formula 3 car?
Oh, maybe it did an engine swap.
Yeah, LSS, or put a great big V8 into it all of a sudden. But then a V8 wouldn't be good. It would be too heavy. It would be too slow acceleration in these cars.
Yeah, no, definitely. The best is to stick with a 1660, eh?
If I'm honest, the only car I could see you like having to put in one of these engine or power would be an electric. To have anything that just keeps up with like the power delivery of these cars. Just I'm thinking like the instant torque of the electric car would be monstrous around this track, but then, well, I don't know. 15-2. I can't believe that. That is ungodly. Anyway, we have 2 minutes to go until the end of qualifying, and then we'll be going off for our first race, which will be a 75 lap race. So there'll be a lot of commentating to do.
No, sorry if I'm so quiet. I'm just here busy on the back end because one of the Oaks can't join. So now
you're having to do technical troubleshooting. Who is it that's not
yeah,
able to join?
it's Ruben.
Yeah, I was wondering why he had signed up, but I didn't see his name, or it's still greyed out, because he'd be up there in the top 6, definitely.
Definitely, but now I can't connect and I can't really see why not. Because nothing has changed.
No, I'll say I'm still in here and it's relatively smooth. Well, we have just under a minute to go until we move to the first race. Yeah, I think there might be some slight desync because Dylan Johnson has just now done a 13.7. 2.5 seconds faster than the next person. Right.
I think that should definitely be a glitch or something. Because
Yeah.
no way he can be that fast against Steve. There's absolutely no way.
If I'm dead honest, I think there was a glitch in the system prior for him to jump a second up. And that, like I said, this is no offence to Dylan, but I just don't see how he would pull a second and then all of a sudden 2.5 seconds exactly to Steve. I want to have a look at the. Let's have a look at the timetable. So in the first sector alone, he pulls to nearly. Wow, yeah, that's ridiculous. That is crazy. But anyway, we're going to leave. We're going to go to a quick ad break, guys, and then we'll be back for the next for the race. Right.
for just a second or so.
Yep, server's already up. Rejoining now. And let's get. Let's see what people are doing. I never understood. I understand like it's a 30-second overtime, but is it just to make sure like your wheel and everything is like connected correctly, or what's the actual reason for it?
Like, I don't know, it might just be a bit of a delay. Let me just quickly hear what Martin is saying.
Okay.
Okay, let's hope it try to go in now so that it might pop up an error on the server.
Right, well, it's now doing the moving over from overtime to the minute wait, so hopefully Ruben can get in. He hasn't joined yet. Oh, this works. Yeah, okay. Right, sorry, I've got mixed up. This is the 40 lapper, and after will be the 75 lapper. And then we have a 1 nearly 2 minute cooldown. Shoot. I'm gonna have to just mute myself a minute while I quickly grab something, so you'll have to just look at the timing and entertain the viewers for about a minute and a half, so.
I'll do so. I'm just keeping an eye on the server logs. I'll see if I can't see something. Okay, can you share your screen, please?
How's it? Oh, it always keeps turning off.
Okay, as we have it now, we're gonna have a rolling start because of the server issues. Yeah, we're gonna have it sorted.
That's alright, it's put me in the pits anyway. Because I didn't have to do anything, it's put me in the pits, but it looks like everyone's slowly getting themselves situated up. So, guys, it says lap 2, but we're currently just getting it so everyone's ready to go. Dylan is dropping back. I guess he realised where he qualified wasn't the correct spot, so he seems to be dropping right back. Okay, now Steve is lining up. Guys, you're leaving a massive gap there. I'm not sure if they realise, but... Right, well, at least the top two are kind of rolling side by side, but now it, it seems they're waiting for everyone to line up. Okay, right, well, they're getting there slowly now, guys, so, hey, at least they can all work together, even when there's a slight technical issue on server side, at least they're smart enough to know where people need to be.
Yes, and we can do a manual start or rolling start.
Due to this issue, the fastest lap currently is a 4 minute 6 second. Now, who's gonna react fastest when they eventually say go? Let's go mid-pack-ish, because then at least we're gonna see the top 5 and then 6, 7.
2, 1, and they're off. Green, green, green,
And
green.
it's green, 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 green. And Steve got really out of shape coming out through there. And Kian's gone into the lead. A little bit of
It might
contact.
be because the tires cooled down during the rolling start. So yeah, they're on cold tires, so they must take it slow the first few laps till everything warms up.
We have a good old squabble going in here, and the front of this pack is second place. So first place currently Kian is blitzed off with a 1.5 second gap. Looks like he's kept those tyres at the operating window, and they're hooking up, and off he goes. Then it'll be Steve, then it'll be Kian. Where Dennis is currently, fourth. Then we have Stoffel, then we have Marku, who last event was probably our most improved driver overall. And then we have Martin and Dylan going side by side. And Matthew Lawrence following in there. Okay, so that up we go. Let's have a look if Steve is caught up. It's 1.4, 1.5, so the gap is staying the same. The closest battle currently now is going to be between Kian and Dennis for P3. Dennis is right on his back bumper. Think of the inside, he goes to the inside and covers it. Smooth and clean.
Yeah, and he made a nice and clean pass.
Let's have a look further down the order. There's Stoffel in fifth, going about his merry way. Then we have Marku on his tail, who then has got a big gap to Martin. Martin's still battling like crazy with Dylan Duplessis. Fastest lap currently is Dylan. So Dylan's definitely got some pace, but I think due to the rolling start or whatever had happened, I think he kind of cost himself more positions than he really needed to. But he's in ninth, gaining slowly. Yeah, Kian is absolutely flying. We're nearly at a 2 second gap now from first to second.
Yeah, isn't it Kyogen in first place?
Oh, it is Kyogen, sorry.
Yeah, Kyogen, yeah. Let me just rectify that. And Steve is still there in second place. Dennis in third.
Then we have
And then
Kian,
we
sorry.
got Kian, yeah, Kian then fourth, and then he's got Stoffel right there at his back. Stoffel and Marco having a little battle there.
Marku was it's actually caught up that gap to Stoffel because it was around 8, 9 tenths, and now we're what 2, 3 tenths, if that. Differing lines. Marku likes to go for the tighter line. I've noticed he scrubs off more speed, but then because he goes to the tighter line, he's not able to carry as much speed. Martin is with 1.2 seconds off. Hopefully, with these two in front of him battling, it gives him something to aim for. And then we have Dylan Duplessis with Dylan Johnson up his backside, and then Matthew, I think, is at a moment because he's now 4 seconds off the pace in ninth. Oh, Keogan is, I think, is at a Keogan, sorry, is at a disconnection because he's currently 10th and in the pits.
Yeah, he might have a ping spike or something. But something definitely happened with his internet.
Yeah, definitely, because now Steve is in the lead, only 4 tenths over Dennis, and we're not even at half race distance here. So even if things or other drivers are getting affected by other things, you know, you could be fourth, fifth, but someone has a slight disconnection, someone has a bit of moment of oversteer, boom, you're straight into the podium positions just like that. Dennis is just shadowing whatever Steve does at this
Yeah,
point.
but Steve must not relax because, yeah, Dennis, he's a pretty quick driver. He's extremely quick. And you can see he's looking for a gap, he's looking for a window. Look
Yeah.
at how Dennis turns in. I mean, he's like way off on a turn in. He's like almost on his bumper.
Yeah, under braking, it seems Dennis is making a lot back. Like, there's quite a large, there's about 3 car lengths there, and then he just creeps back up on Steve again.
It's almost like a car length at
They're now
entry of
coming
the
up
turn.
towards drivers, and drivers keep doing the correct thing. I believe this is Dylan Duplessis. It is indeed. Now, you've been in this circumstance, and so have I. When you're lapped, and somebody goes past you and does a backmark, would you then try to stick with the leaders that's past you just to see if you can catch up with whoever's in front of you, or do you at that point kind of back off in your driving?
Oh, you back off just a little bit because you don't want to interfere in the leader's race. You don't want to accidentally tap someone and let them be cross at you. So, yeah, you definitely lift off a little bit and then try to get their line. And, yeah,
Oh, Marco's
but it's a
dropped off.
difficult spot to be.
There's 2 second gap now to Stoffel. Stoffel's got his way past Dylan. Marco yet to do it. And then we have another 1.5 second gap to Martin. And then a very big gap of 6.2 seconds to Dylan. Disconnections. Kian is now 7th. Dylan Duplessis 8th. Matthew Lawrence 9th. And Keogan still in the pits. So there's definitely a internet issue.
And Steve and Dennis are still having a nice little battle there.
Currently, the closest battle is going to be the top two. Everyone's quite spaced out. Fastest lap is still Dylan Johnson's, and he's made himself up, got himself to 6th now. So he may start. No, not 7 seconds worth. Yeah, he's not going to catch Martin. I doubt.
Yeah, no, 7 seconds. I think that gap is just too big to catch up.
That's unless Martin has a wheel bang moment with someone else and maybe unsettles the car and has a minor spin out, maybe. But I
Yeah, but you know,
doubt.
Martin, he might have forget to put in enough fuel, eh?
This is true. May have gone for weight reduction and then realised a couple of laps too late to the end. But have you noticed? Steve and Dennis are keeping to the same sort of gap. Well, have you noticed the third car is now starting to turn up? Mr.
Oh, the
Stoffel.
third guy is there. Yeah, Mr. Stoffel is definitely creeping up there on Dennis.
I think Dennis is starting to run out either of tyre or just running out of time because we've got 8 laps to go, which will fly by. Yeah, and unless like he's gonna settle quite happily for second place, which considering he started I think P4, P5 is an improvement. I just don't see him getting up towards Steve. I actually see he's going to be more under threat from Stoffel than him threatening Steve at this point.
Yeah, it does look like that at the
Let's
moment.
have a quick look down the order, see how people are going on. it's very large groups. I think due to that rolling restart, it kind of threw people off. Uh, it's telling me Unro is 12th currently, but I don't actually see him out on the track. Same as Hutting. Are you seeing him on your timing screens on the track?
Nah, I'm not really seeing him on the track, so he might be in the pits or it might just be loaded on the server. I don't know what's the
Because
issue there.
he was definitely there, same as Hatting. I'm gonna say Hatting because if I try to say his name as it's supposed to be said, I butcher it. But they were both there for qualifying, so I'm curious what's happened there. But no, Steve's, I think, broken the morale a little bit of Dennis and starting to pull away. But now Steve, ironically as I say that, is coming up towards two racers that keep clean out the way. Dennis goes down the inside. I think he was apprehensive of going for it in case the driver in front hadn't seen him, but nope, we're all good. Steve's now broken the 1 second barrier. He can now pretty much just take it nice and easy. Don't take any risks. Cruise to the win. Dennis is going to be second. Stoffel, unless he dive bombs like a maniac, Max Verstappen style. Oh, that confused me then. Did Steve just make a mistake? Or was there a slight disconnection there?
Just I'm not sure. It looks like he may have celebrated a bit too early.
Yeah, but now he's in the pits. There's a slight... I think due to the server being a bit, shall we say, chaotic right now, it wasn't giving me when the leaders are crossed, which is really confusing me.
Oh, Steve, he didn't have enough fuel. He ran out of
Oh,
fuel.
so it will be Dennis, Stoffel, and then I don't even believe Steve held on to third
Hey,
place.
Dennis, Stoffel, and then Martin, Marco,
Oh
and
wow.
Kian.
Oh, Steve. Dear oh dear. We were talking
And we
about
were just
Martin
making
doing
a
this.
joke about fuel. Martin actually had the right amount. I can't believe it.
That's crazy. But anyway, guys, we're going to go to a quick break and we'll be back after this short intermission. Okay, guys. So there was a. We just had to go and double check. There was a couple of issues. The reason people dropped down is some drivers underfilled their car, and then on the final, or the second to last lap, as you guys saw, sadly, well, people just dropped from the lead. So Steve finished out of the top three, and as you guys saw in here, the official results were that. Wow. Tell you what, these cars are quick. Same track, but the difference in speed was 13.9, 13.8, and like I can understand that now. When everyone else was doing 16, what was it? 16, sixes, 16 twos, and then Dylan all of a sudden was doing 13s. Maybe I don't know. Maybe Dylan accidentally had the wrong car. I'm not sure, but we're getting good lap times now.
And I'm back.
You're back. Welcome back.
I just see your screen, eh?
Yeah. I was just saying, like, now they're doing 13s because we're in the Hotrods, which are absolutely flying around. Maybe there was a you know when I was saying how was Dylan going 2.5 seconds faster than anyone else, right? He was doing like 13.6s. Do you reckon somehow the server gave him a hot rod Tigra and everyone else was in a 1660 for qualifying? Because I doubt it, but like the times are literally adding up to what he was doing.
Yeah, it is. It's almost exact like he was
It's almost
doing.
exactly the same, which is just confusing me even more. I'm just thinking, I doubt it's true, but you know what I mean? How the numbers are almost identical. Maybe the game or the server decided, we'll give Dylan the hot rod while everyone sits around in the 1660. But Stoffel's flying.
Yeah, these oaks are absolutely flying.
Let's see if we can go on board. Oh, maybe not that camera angle. There we go. Look how early they can pick up the throttle coming out of the corners. Literally just as he hits the apex, he's flat out. And then takes a very wide line, I don't know. Hopefully Kyogen's Wi-Fi doesn't cut out. Marku is 4th, Dylan's 5th, Martin Monkeys, who is hoping everyone runs out of fuel again on the final lap, is 6th, Dylan 7th, Kian 8th, Steve is 9th. Is Ruben now on the system?
No, I can't seem to find the problem. I was on his PC on any desk and I still can't see the issue.
So I'm just curious, like I'll talk about maybe when we go to an intermission, the quali. What is the actual issue that he's having?
Okay, I don't know, I'm not sure. It just gives an error and then the screen turns black, so yeah.
Oh. That's a shame. Because I was telling the viewers, prior to you signing up for this event or anyone, you had to do, what was it, the required like 300 laps to race? Was it Martin said people had to do at least 300 before he could even think about loading into the server?
Yeah, so that's just to ensure that everyone obviously can connect to the server and that they do get enough practice, and yeah, to keep it as nice and clean. As you can see, these cars are quite slippery and these oaks are handling them perfectly.
Yeah, but that's what I'm confused about, is if he was able to do the 300 laps prior to practice, what in the network all of a sudden has just decided to say, no, you're not joining?
The same that happened to you. Content manager had an update or something, and yeah, Because even when I was on his content manager, all the settings were reset to default. So yeah, and that's basically the only way that happens.
I think next
So
time I'll
yeah,
probably stick to the current build or the recommended. I think I may have changed it while looking at it. I can't remember. But oh, that's not the way to do it, Stoffel. Luckily, it's practice. 2 and a bit minutes to go. Fastest is a 13.743. That's crazy. Like the 1660s feel quick, and you're doing 16.2, 16.3 fours, and then you're nearly shaving 3 seconds in a hot rod.
yeah, no, these Hotrods are powerful. They're extremely fast.
I'm curious because I know you're quite good with the technical side. How much horsepower are these cars currently producing?
Now I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna tell you. I think it must be in the 300 mark, roundabout.
Oh, yeah. And they're rear-wheel drive, aren't they?
Yeah, rear wheel drive. With slick tires.
Oh, somebody. Dennis is having a bit of trouble just coming out the pits. He keeps drifting like a lunatic.
Yeah, the pits is slippery.
I suppose no one's really laying down any rubber in the pits. It's like when you drive on concrete, it can be
Yeah,
a
but
bit.
luckily Dennis have put a layer on there for the next oak. So
Exactly.
yeah, well done, Dennis. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. You're doing everyone a service of putting down enough rubber that, you know,
Everyone can grip
everyone
in the
can
pits.
grip into it. Exactly. Just keep doing more donuts as you enter the track, and you'll be good to go. Let's see if he does it again. Oh no, he's on the track. He's letting everyone else rubber it in for him instead. All right, let's watch Mr. Marku. God damn it. Everyone I go to all of a sudden just hops back the pits because they're either not happy with their setup or they don't like the pressure on them. We have all the pressure on you, folks. We're watching you. Don't crash. Millions of people in the world are watching.
Now let's hope they remember the fuel. I think this is going to be a 55 lap due to some oaks having load shedding a bit later on. So yeah, so it's not. I think it was 75 supposed to be.
You know what we could claim for this? I'm currently 10th. I haven't done a lap, obviously. But by that logic, I'm in the top 10.
What a fast camera car that is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so fast, my lap time is 0. Oh dear. Well, that's overtime done, and yep, there's Dennis putting a bit more rubber down. Thanks again, Dennis, right on the entrance. And that was the practice. We must be going to quali now, or are they jumping straight to the race?
No, I think they're gonna. No, I think they're gonna jump into quali maybe.
Okay.
Just to get everybody's
We
grid to-
will be right back, folks. Okie dokie, folks. Back for some qualifying. Shall we go do a lap, shall we? Let's drive. Come on, I'm joking. I'm joking. Now, somebody is on the track, and it's Stoffel. So we get to spectate Stoffel while qualifying commences. And he was one of the fastest during practice, so maybe we're on for a winner here. Already into the 13.9, so the fastest in practice was a 13.7. Still in the 9s currently, so a bit of time to go yet.
Oh, maybe he's doing a slight setup change, and let's see those
comes
times
back
drop.
out onto the track. I'm just watching. He's still got the fastest lap, but I'm watching the timing off at the bottom and off to the side as well.
If I'm not mistaken, I think Steve will be second at this stage.
Yeah, because it doesn't update until we go to the pits, I believe, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Stoffel's gone for a 13.8. Let's head to the pits and... Oh, no. This one you to it. So Stoffel is still the fastest with a 13.8, then Marku with a 13.9. Martin Monkey's 13.932 again. Kian is with a 13.9. Look at this, 13.9, 13.9, 13.9. We only get into the 14 zeros with Dylan in 8th. There we go to Kurgan, 14.1. I'm sure he's going to go higher than that. Matthew is 10th. Yep. There, so let's have that. This is stuff.
But the whole grid is like so close together.
So
I mean,
the whole grid
gap,
is 3.5 tenths from first to last.
That's close. That's very, 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 very close. In racing terms, that's about the bumper, eh?
That's a blink for some of these guys. Now Dennis he's coming back in. So maybe he's just done a change. Hopefully he's going to come back. Now the person with the least amount of laps actually is Dylan Duplessis. He's only on 5 laps. Compared to Stoffel, who's on 15.
Yeah, and Kian already on 17 laps.
Yeah, he's just racking up the laps, getting some consistency. Steve has only done 8 laps, so I'm expecting Steve to come out and throw a challenge down towards Stoffel.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's just maybe looking at the times and then figuring out when's the best time to go and beat it.
I suppose we still have 9.5 minutes. It seems like the way we were on about, we were expecting it to be the final couple of minutes of quali, but a lot can happen within this 9 minutes. The amount of setup changes you could probably go through, it's crazy.
Stoffel already on a 13.813.
Yep.
That's quite quick.
I'm surprised they haven't beaten their fastest lap from practice though, which was a 13.723, once again by Stoffel. Because you would think during the qualifying you would be quicker.
Yeah, but sometimes the way the survey is set up, it's not exactly the same as the practice. So there might be a temperature difference or wind difference. So yeah, that definitely factors it in, eh?
There's a very slight breeze of 5 kilometers. Track is at 33 Celsius
degrees.
and the air is 26. So yeah, that's hot. That's humid.
But look there, Martin is now in second place with a 13.860.
I'm gonna go to this because at least we can then see what laps people are on. So like Stoffel, I keep seeing he's having purples, but it's only 1 or 2 mini sectors, and then he seems to lose it. So he's doing a lot of fine tuning, I think.
Yeah, just dialing in the car. So yeah.
Oh dear. Right, I'm gonna go and have a quick look and see regarding chat. I'm surprised Marku's. I know his partner or girlfriend's in here, but I'm surprised that his whole fan club hasn't come round. Because usually when we're streaming at this time, we have a Marku fan club coming in. We did have someone cheering on Steve. Well, just remind Steve, text him, add fuel to the car. It's always a good thing. There's more laps coming up ahead, so you really want to add fuel to the car.
And you see, he's on 13 laps, so it looks like he's preserving the fuel.
Yeah, maybe maybe he's just double checking. He's doing these, seeing how much fuel is wasted per lap to then be very approximate. Maybe. Look at that.
Yeah, but I bet he
Kia's
won't
on
make the same
31
mistake.
laps already.
No, I bet he won't make the same mistake twice.
No, I doubt it.
But my money's on Morten for this one. For the guy with the least amount of fuel.
Dylan's still on only 5 laps. Everyone here is up into the 20s, bar Matthew, but 5 laps, really? Unless he's found just a good baseline and he feels he cannot really improve, and he's only, what, 2/10 off the fastest anyway.
I'm surprised not to see Dennis in the top 3.
He's just skating outside. So the top 3 is literally covered by 5 100ths. That's crazy. And the gap from second to third is 4 thousandths of a second.
And also Steve, it's also quite surprising not to see him in the top 3.
Yeah, actually.
He's usually either on pole or second.
You know, now we've said that, he's going to go in and punch in a flying lap, because that's usually the way it is with Steve.
No, I hope so, because I would like to see a 13.7, eh?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a good target. 13.78 or 13.79. I think that's definitely possible. Not by me.
No, maybe we need a Formula 1 car for you and I to be doing that, but
or a GR Yaris, eh? Those things go like a rocket there.
what?
One of my
Toyota
favorite
GR
three-cylinder cars. Yeah, I like them.
Really?
Yeah, they're quite nice.
Is that
It's
your
the only
daily driver? Is it?
three-cylinder.
Or-
No, I wish. But it would be nice.
True. Well, we're coming into the final, 4 minutes at this point? Just under
And
4
the top
minutes.
3 still remains unchanged. I mean, it's still Stoffel there on pole, followed by Martin, and then Marku in the 3rd spot there.
So it looks like Kyogen is not in the session, so I'm assuming he's waiting for his power to come back on, and that's why there's a slight delay. Maybe.
It might be, but Steve is now in 5th, so I think he's climbing up. He's gonna do that 13.7.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
I
going
hope
to
so.
leave it at the last second. We're going to be saying, no one beat 13.7. That's a shame. Bang, does 13.7.
So far, the guy with the most laps is Kian.
Yep, he's pretty much nearly done a race distance. 45, and you say we're gonna have a 55 lap race. So yeah,
I think it's
he's
55.
he's well, coming up to that sort of region. If he completes a race distance during the practice, at least he's going to have an understanding of how the car's going to behave, the tyres. Obviously, he hasn't done 45 laps in a row, but still, it's good knowledge. And Dylan is still only on his 5 laps. That's crazy.
Maybe he's also waiting for the last minute to pull a cat out of a hat.
Yeah, I have a feeling in the final minute or so coming up, we're going to see more of them come out and start pushing the times.
Yeah, there's about 2 minutes left. Yeah, 2
Yeah.
minutes and a few odd seconds.
Come on, guys. Shock the commentators. Get a 13.6. 13.7 would be nice, but really shock us and get a 13.6.
Yeah, 13.6 will be a shocker.
That would be a real shocker, honestly.
Yeah, now about a minute left. The top 3 still remains unchanged.
Yeah. Martin is left, Matthew is left, so people are deciding that's the best they could do. Marku
Steve
still in P3. Steve, if you're gonna do a last hurrah, you're running out of time.
Maybe he wants to go in the mid pack, eh? Make the race interesting.
True. Dylan has decided that's his best. Stoffel's coming out. Has he got the last hurrah? He's only got 20 seconds. So it's going to be enough for one time lap and that'll be it.
Now I think it's set in stone, so Stoffel will be our leader for this one.
Yep, then it'll be Martin, then it'll be Marku, Kyogan, Steve, Dennis, Kian, Dylan Johnson, Dylan Duplessis, Matthew Lawrence, and then of course the amazing us guys, and poor Ruben who's not able to drive. Okay, we're gonna go to another, once again, quick little intermission with our sponsors, and we'll be back for the final. Alright, ladies and gents, we are back for the final. 55 lappers, let's hope they've got all the fuel. So we do have 2 more drivers that's come back. Rudy Graham and Rose Stadler, Mr. Stompy. So we're going to have more than a top 10. No, we will have a top 10. So at least top 10 finish for everyone is guaranteed. The only time you would fall out of it is if you get like Mr. Stompy is the seed. Okay, hopefully that's a technical issue, or not a technical issue.
And then Dylan is not gonna drive because he said his steering wheel is getting a bit hot.
Oh, okay.
I think that's Dylan Duplessis.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what a shame. He's really good. He's extremely good.
What wheel does he have if he's worried about it getting too hot?
I'm not sure. I think it might be a Logitech.
Right, and pits we go.
And I use the Thrustmaster and it actually becomes quite hot. So
really?
Yeah.
So we have Stoffel on pole, Martin, Mikey's next to him, then we have Marku, Kyogen. Yep, I was just double checking. Steve, Dennis, Kian, Dylan, Mr. Stompy, and Rudy.
Mr. Rudy.
And
right there at the back.
Yeah.
This server has no mercy if you don't qualify.
Yeah. If you don't turn up, you're last. In other words, this is a good shot. We can get everyone in one shot. Look at that. You've got the whole grid.
Now quickly press F8. Quickly.
Why?
Because then it's gonna take a screenshot. Ah, we got it. That's good.
Well, we have 40 seconds. I know the commentary, we shouldn't be biased, but who's your money on? 55 laps, a lot could happen.
I don't want to jinx anyone, but I think it's gonna be Stoffel.
Yeah. I have a feeling Mr. Marku is gonna come up with something. Alright, 10 seconds to go, and then the lights will be coming on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Countdown.
3, 2, 1. And we're racing. Green, green, green. So many position changes before the first
Martin's going for the lead.
Contact.
Martin goes alongside with Stoffel. Let's see. Dylan Johnson is in the pits, so there must have been contact further down. Let's have a look. Oh!
Some more contact, but they keep it together.
That was Dennis going tail happy, and he somehow held on to it. Oh, and there's a bit of contact further up. Steve, I believe, was tagged by someone because he went wide. And now Stoffel is back in the lead with Martin on
close
his
there.
tail.
He is looking for that window.
My man, well, not my man, but my bet, but I shouldn't really bet. Marku. Then we have Kyogen. Yeah, I'm figuring it out. I'm getting it now.
Yeah,
Steve. Oh, there was contact back there between, I think, Rudy and Kian. Kian, I believe, is now going to go to the pits. That's a shame. So, half a second to Martin, who then has only 3/10 to Marku, who then once again has 6/10 to Kian. Kyogen, fuck's sake.
Kyogen.
Steve is in 5th. Dennis 6th with a big gap now to Rudy, who then has a 1 second gap to Dylan, who then has a 1.3 second gap to Mr. Andrew.
Maybe Andrew got caught up in a bit of the chaos.
He may have had to ease off when Dennis went really wide, and then it may have cost him. Stoffel is on a mission here.
Definitely. He's not just happy with first, he wants to run away with the pack.
And well, this lap that he's currently pulling out, he is starting to run away with it. His last lap was a 14.148. Right, let's go a bit further down and see what's happening. So Steve is caught up to the back of Kyogen. Dennis is for the second back, and he's still he's pulling away from Rudy, so I think Rudy is confined to 7th. Now we have Stompy against Dylan Johnson.
Now they are about the closest battle we have now.
Identical cars, is it not?
No, the one is a Clio and then Stompy's driving the 205.
They're still going to go side by side. Dylan's going to go for the wider line to then hopefully square it up, but definitely didn't work, and Stompy's got his way through. Stompy now has a 1.4 second gap to Rudy, which he could make up.
Yeah, there's still plenty of laps left for him to do so.
Let's have a look back at the front. It's still around 7 tenths, 8 tenths. It's hovering around the 8 tenths and then goes back to 6 tenths again. Stoffel's so close to making that 1 second gap. There we go.
Martin has got Marcus there on his tail.
Okay, this is it. Kyogen versus Steve, and Dennis is catching up as they battle as well. Steve likes to get a bit tail happy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. And he's also driving a Honda powered car, while the rest is rotaries. He's driving a little Honda. I say little, but yeah, it's not.
So is the power delivery different there? Is it a little bit
It
slower
is
out of the corner?
slightly different. By the looks of it, it looks like it runs out of breath in the straight. You can see the rotary pulling ahead of him, and then in the corners he catches right up.
Alright, it's gonna get a bit feisty up here. Stoffel's still got the 1 second gap and Martin second, but then we have Marku, Kyogen and Steve all within same shot here, folks, and this could end up being the battle for third, because I think Martin's gonna try and pull away. He doesn't really want to get involved with this.
Yeah, but now he's getting involved there.
Yeah, now he's getting involved. Oh, and there goes Kyogen.
No, he's back. I think that was just a bit of a Wi-Fi spike, but didn't that?
Yeah, it's cost him a place to.
Yeah,
Steve.
so now Steve is now in 4th. Yeah, that's correct.
So, oh, we have a squabble on now. We have Mr. Stompy and Rudy.
And Rudy is sticking to that racing line.
Yep, he's not giving him any inkling of even a sniff of the inside line, because we know Mr. Stompy will take that.
He will definitely take a gap.
Oh, Rudy has a bit of a...
Oh, a slow exit there for Rudy.
It's almost like he's being pushed around the corner now. Let's have a quick look. So, Kyogen... Oh my lord. Steve goes up into second. Martin's getting a bit beaten up here. He's now going to try to go around the outside of Kyogen, but it's not going to work. And Marku is just hanging on.
That spot, the third spot, yeah. Kyogen is now third, Martin 4th.
Steve is taking second. Whether he can capitalise and try to chase after Stoffel, we're not entirely sure.
Well, I think he's definitely going to try.
25 laps to go. He's going to have to get some good lap times in to close that gap down. Rudy has pulled away actually from Stumpy now. And then we have quite big gaps, but now Dennis has caught up to Marcus. So 6th to 2nd are all within the similar group. Kyogen is having more internet issues, I think. But even with his internet issues, look how quick he is.
He's extremely quick. Martin is struggling to keep up.
Oh. Yeah, there's a couple, I think, desync issues going on. Oh, Dylan Johnson's disconnected from the server. Oh, Dennis versus Martin. This could get tasty.
It looks like Dennis has the inside. Yeah, no, he secures that spot.
Martin's starting to slowly drop down, not drop down the order, but maybe he's just
No,
coming
he
into
was
some
like
understeer.
second.
Yeah, he was second at one stage.
Oh, this is proper close racing. Anything can happen with 55 laps.
Let's have a look through the order. So Stoffel still in the lead. The gap is around the same. Like Steve is keeping it at 1.9. It was, I don't believe it was that high before. So, oh, Kyogen hits the wall.
Like wall gap. Looks like he held it.
Marku's holding on to 4th.
No, but now he's got Dennis to worry about. And Dennis is quite quick.
Yeah, let's go on board with Dennis and see how he's. This thing is annoying me. "15 laps to go, folks." Now, let's have a look at the front. Stoffel.
No, it's now 1.7 the gap.
1.7, but he is coming up to other drivers now, which I don't believe will be an issue, but you know, the dirty air coming off other cars can affect you.
Yeah, definitely. Ah, but they all keep out of the way.
Stumpy is disconnected as well. Martin is not having his most productive race here, down in 6th now, 1.3 seconds off Dennis, and losing quite a bit of time now. But still, Dennis cannot get his way past Marku.
And he's really trying. So close, but yet so far.
Yeah, it seems he has the pace, but he just has nowhere to make the room. Because Marku just smartly keeps that inside covered. Bit of a different exit there. That's kind of put him on the back foot there. But then he still has it covered. The rear of Marku's car, I've noticed a couple of times though, does look a bit loose coming on the exit of corners. But once again, Dennis just... I don't think he wants to do a half-assed job, because then it would mean contact between them.
Yeah, and I think he's trying to avoid contact.
Let's have a look up here just to see
it's 1.5. I can now jump to 1.6 the gap.
Seems to be jumping up a bit. Marku's still holding Dennis off. And while this is happening, Martin is slowly gaining up some ground again. So if Dennis wants that spot, he's going to have to get on with it. Let's have a look. Rudy is... Stumpy's out, so Rudy is the last of the current runners in 7th. Martin... Dennis, who is still looking and sniffing around the back of Marku's car, but he just can't do anything with it. He's going to have to almost try an outside line, maybe dummy him. Try to confuse Marku, but he might have a go here.
No. Oh, definitely. He gained some ground, but He's still keeping almost the exact distance.
Oh, he's going to go for it, I think. Oh, he
Oh,
thought about it.
no.
Right.
Yeah, but if
Well,
he would have
3
went
laps
in
to
there,
go.
there would have been
That would
contact.
have been
Okay,
contact,
so
definitely. So we have Stoffel.
Stoffel is still in the lead. He's absolutely running away.
Yeah, it's the fastest lap currently. 2 laps to go, folks. Oh, no, please don't. I've said this. Give me a sec.
And it's fine. So I
Sorry.
think so. Stoffel has won.
Yeah. The way they all started slowing down. Sorry about that, folks. Just had a minor interruption. When is that Steve coming up alongside? He is the beeper Stoffel.
That was one intense race. Let's hope somebody is going to give us a donut. Come on, people, give us a donut.
We need some donuts. Oh,
Oh, Rudy,
come on,
Rudy.
Rudy.
Oh,
We
no,
need
man,
some
we need some
donuts.
donuts. Oh, there we go. There we go.
Stoffel tried. Steve, come on, Steve.
There we go. There we
we
go.
need more donuts. Come on. Oh, commit, boys. You're supposed to be racing drivers. There you go.
Oh, no, Steve is giving us a show. Thank you, Steve. Thank you very much.
Okay. Right, folks. Let's do a quick move on over here. We're going to have a quick advert and then we're going to be calling it there, folks. But let's go to this one. O- Okay, ladies and gents, that is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you for everyone popping in. Thank you for viewing and the likes and shares and subscriptions and so forth. Highly, highly appreciated. If yourself or you know anyone that's interested in taking part in, shall we say, like one of these league races, or you want to give it a go and see where you stack up regarding everyone else, I'm going to put a link to the Discord. You're more than welcome to join, and then we can get yourself set up in joining us. It is right there. But this is Elliot. The end of the stream. It has been a pleasure chatting to all of you and having a good fun. And we hope to see you next time. Have a good one.